Good morning. Today I would like to discuss about data analytics. One more topic. Normally in every subject or else any module, one designing process will be there. If example, once we can discuss about the software engineering. In software engineering, whenever we are starting the project, definitely we have to choose one model. Either waterfall model, either spiral model, either implementer, either RAD model. Like that here, the data analytics also, the basic design data architecture for data analysis. If example, whatever the data will be there, we are creating final analysis report. This analysis report purpose, we are initial level, we need to choose one model. Here we are having the data architecture design purpose, we are having 3-layer models will be there. 3 layers will be there. The first one is the conceptual model, the next one is the logical model, the next one is the physical model. Here, the first itself the clearly mentioned that data. Yes, why? Because here our domain is the data analytics or else business analytics. Whenever we are having the data, then only we can create analysis report. The data may be raw data, the data may be clustered, the data may be unclustered data. First, we need to collect the data from the different horizontal sources of the data. Here, whenever we are collecting the data, these are the different horizontal sources of the data. If example, this is the A company data, this is B, this is the C. Here we are collecting the data. This collection, normally we can call as a extracting the data from different horizontal sources of the data. Normally, whenever we are discussing last classes, we can call as a ETL process, extracting and transformation, the loading process. Here extracting nothing but 3 different areas or else 3 different sources of the data we are collecting, we are keeping into the one place. That is normally we can call as a staging area. After staging area, this is the staging area. Then next here within this data we can do transformation. Here we can do transformation, means we are converting the data from one format to another format. The format is nothing but, if example, whenever we are creating the data may be, if example here the A company people, the data will be storing MS Word. Here the data may be stored SQL. The data may be stored here on a database. Means same data based upon their requirement, they are storing into the data different platforms. Then we need to convert into the data may be one unique format. That unique format, the conversion, the format, one format to another format, the data formation process here we can call as a transformation. Finally, we are loading into the data. Here, after pre-processing data, finally here we are loading. Then we are doing to start our processing part. Within the processing part, we need to choose one model. If example here, the clearly specify that 3-layer model. First one is the conceptual model. Whenever your data will be the ERP level packages, if example, huge amount of generated application and a large amount of volume of the data will be there, you can choose for conceptual model. Real time example. If example, you can take Amazon or else you can take ICICI Bank, you can take e-commerce application. Every minute, every second, some transaction will be happen. Normally, whenever you are doing transaction, you may feel that you can get it if example, I am planning to go, if example, after 1 hour, I need to go to withdraw some amount. I am doing some transaction in ATM machine. Okay, in back end, whatever the transaction will be happen, the transaction total data will be stored into the some data server, data repository. If same transaction, same account, if example, 1 month back, 1 year back will be stored. Means here historical, the previous, the current value will be stored here. Means huge amount of generated companies we are using ERP level. You can go with the conceptual model. The next one is the logical model. The database related, database management system. Whatever the data will be there here, the clearly mentioned that DB/MS related model. Normally we can call it a SQL model. Whatever the model will be there, that clearly the schema will be created. Normally, if example I need to create some student table, means the create student table name, whatever the objectives, whatever the attributes will be there. I already created on skeleton. Why? Because here structured query language. Clearly mentioned that here logical database, logical model. The next one is the physical model based upon my requirement. If example, my business is small scale industry, then I can go with either SQL or else whatever the requirements will be there in my small scale MS SQL, MS Excel, whatever the data will be there, the data I can store into the here the physical model. Here the data architecture design based upon your project, based upon your data, based upon your business, you can choose at least one model. Why? Because once you can choose this model, the finally we can create analysis report. Our target is we can create analysis report. Based upon the analysis report, we can create analytical report, future estimated value prediction report we are creating. If example my business is huge amount of data will be there, I can go with the conceptual model. If my business is normal scale industry, if example DBMS or SQL sufficient, I can go with DBMS. My business is, if example just startup companies, whatever the data will be there, they are storing into the data, they can go with SQL or else MS Word or MS SQL, MS Excel. Then next here the finally whatever the data will be there, you can choose at least one model. The next whatever the data will be there, data managed, data architecture and the analysis report, whatever the model will be there, based upon the model you can create and you can analysis. Based upon the model you can create and generate the analysis report. Here the data architecture clearly specifies about that. Whenever you are doing either data science related project, either data analytics or else business analytics, our motto is finally we can create one analysis report. How you can create the analysis report? First we need to collect the data from the client end. Then next whatever the data we are collecting, we are keeping into the one place, that is normally we can call it a staging area. After staging area, whatever the data will be there, the data will be converted into the one unique format and one format to another format. The data will be transferred. We are storing into the data. That here we can call as a data. The data will be here. If any noisy data will be there, you can clean the data. If any duplication will be there, you can clean the data. That process here, the data cleaning process, missing value removal. That is the pre-processing. After pre-processing, you can choose the one model based upon your business application. If your business application is a large amount of generated, yes, you can go with conceptual, or else you can go with the logical model, or else you can go with physical model. Then next, whatever the data will be there, based upon the data, you can store, you can apply this model, you can create one analysis model. Here, the data analytics, the basic fundamental rule is, whenever the data you are collecting from the client end, first you need to collect the data. Yes, the data after collecting, you need to choose the one model. After choosing the model, you can store into the data, you can create one analysis report. This is the basic fundamental information about data architecture and design. Okay, thank you.